Good. Now, before talking about email writing, I want to talk about another concept which we've already looked at before. It's when we use formal and informal language in English, because often you have to choose and it depends on certain factors in the conversation. So let's look at the screen now to help us with that. Now, one of the first important things to remember when you're choosing either formal or informal language is the function. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, what is the purpose of the conversation? Because if you are asking your boss for a favor, now that's quite a tricky situation, so you need formal language. But if you are asking a colleague or a friend for help or assistance, then that's a more informal situation, so you need informal language, okay? That's the first thing, the function. And then also the domain. That means, what is my position in the conversation? What is my role? What are my rights and responsibilities? Because again, if I am speaking to my boss, then my language will tend to be more formal. If I'm speaking to a subordinate, that my language will then tend to be more informal. All right, but let's look at some examples for you to understand better. Now, the first one is, look at this. Excuse me, do you think it would be possible for me to have a day off next week? Now, do you think it would be possible? That is obviously high register formal language. And the situation is a subordinate asking their boss, do you think it would be possible? The next example is, Tom, could you give me a hand? Now, you can see could you, it's less elaborate language, it's informal, it's probably a situation between two colleagues, so that's informal. What about the next one? Peter, hurry up with that report. That's interesting because hurry up is an imperative, it's asking for specific action, so in this case it's probably a boss talking to his or her subordinate. Okay? So formal, informal. And in the second scene, where there was Gary and Rachel, Gary was trying to make Rachel use less formal language. And in fact, the examples were these. She wrote initially, we'd like to inform you that. Now that's very formal in English. He suggested this. He said, no, use informal, say this. Did you know that? Look at the difference. We'd like to inform you that, or did you know that? The other example that he drew to our attention was, she said, I regret to inform you that. Regret is a very formal verb. I regret to inform you that. He said, no, use unfortunately. Unfortunately, we can't. So that's very interesting, and we will look at that more closely in another lesson to help you when you're in the process of writing emails. But one more important thing, when you're dictating email addresses, you need to know how to say the punctuation of emails. So let's look at that list now together. The first one, underscore, dash or hyphen. Next, colon, semicolon, full stop, dots, comma, apostrophe, slash, double slash, at, brackets, speech marks, question mark, and exclamation mark. All right, so learn those and practice them. They're very important from when you're giving or you're taking email addresses. Good, that's all about emails for now, but we'll come back to it in another lesson, okay? Bye.